From a flavor invented to cheer people up during the Great Depression to one that was literally created for a royal wedding, these are 12 ice creams you've eaten your whole life, broken down in ways you never expected. Let's jump straight into it with the one flavor everybody thinks they know but actually don't. Vanilla. People call vanilla boring and plain, and honestly, that's one of the greatest lies in food history. Vanilla is the second most expensive spice on the planet, right behind saffron. The only reason you can even buy it today is because of a 12-year-old enslaved boy named Edmund Albius, who figured out how to hand-pollinate vanilla orchids back in 1841 on the island of Reunion near Madagascar. Before that, vanilla could only grow in Mexico because it needed a specific local bee called the Melipona bee to pollinate it. No bee, no vanilla. Spanish conquistadors brought the vanilla bean to Europe in the 1500s, but for over 100 years, Europeans only used it to flavor chocolate drinks. It wasn't until Queen Elizabeth I's pharmacist, Hugh Morgan, suggested using vanilla on its own that it became its own flavor. Thomas Jefferson fell in love with vanilla ice cream while living in France in the 1780s and brought the recipe back to America. His handwritten recipe is still sitting in the Library of Congress, and this is the part that'll surprise you. Over 95% of vanilla flavoring today is artificial. Real vanilla extract contains nearly 200 different flavor compounds, which is why the real stuff tastes so much more complex. Look for those tiny black specks in your scoop. Those are actual vanilla bean seeds. Chocolate. This one might mess with your head. Chocolate ice cream was invented before vanilla ice cream by almost 70 years. The first frozen chocolate recipe showed up in Naples, Italy in 1692, inside a cookbook called The Modern Steward by Antonio Latini. Back then, hot chocolate was a massive trend across Europe, so freezing it just made sense. But that early version was nothing like what you'd get today. It was made with just two ingredients, chocolate and sugar, often mixed with cinnamon, anise, and even chili peppers. It tasted more like a frozen Mexican hot chocolate. In 1775, an Italian doctor named Filippo Baldini actually recommended chocolate ice cream as a medical remedy for gout and scurvy. Modern chocolate ice cream blends cocoa powder with eggs, cream, sugar, and vanilla. Despite vanilla outselling chocolate ice cream globally, chocolate holds strong as the second most popular flavor in America, with about 10% of people naming it their absolute favorite. Strawberry. Strawberry ice cream's first appearance dates back to 1744, when the governor of Maryland, Thomas Bladen, served frozen strawberries and ice cream to commissioners. But the flavor really hit the big stage in 1813, when First Lady Dolly Madison served a massive strawberry ice cream creation at President James Madison's second inaugural banquet. That moment put strawberry on the map. What's wild is that, botanically, a strawberry isn't even a fruit. The real fruits are those tiny seeds on the outside. The modern garden strawberry we eat today didn't exist until the 18th century, when a French expedition to Chile in 1712 discovered a larger American variety and crossbred it with European wild strawberries. The ancient Romans used strawberry plants medicinally, believing they could treat depression. In the ice cream world, strawberry has locked in the number 3 spot behind vanilla and chocolate for over a century. It's also 1/3 of the legendary Neapolitan trio, which brings us to our next flavor, Neapolitan. Neapolitan ice cream might be the greatest compromise in dessert history. Can't decide between chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry? Just take all three. The concept came from Italian ice cream makers in the 19th century who were famous across Europe. An Italian named Giuseppe Tortoni popularized layered ice cream in early 1800s Paris, and combining multiple flavors into one frozen block took off from there. But what's funny is that the original Neapolitan didn't use chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry at all. Early versions used pistachio, vanilla, and cherry, designed to mirror the colors of the Italian flag. It wasn't until the recipe crossed the Atlantic with Italian immigrants in the 1870s that American vendors swapped in the 3 most popular American flavors. The block shape wasn't just for looks either. It kept the ice cream frozen longer during transport, which was a big deal before modern refrigeration. The name Neapolitan literally just means from Naples, because Naples was considered the birthplace of modern ice cream. Rocky Road. In 1929, the American stock market crashed and the Great Depression hit the country hard. That same year, a German immigrant named William Dreyer was running an ice cream shop in Oakland, California with candy maker Joseph Eady. Before that moment, your ice cream options were chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. That's it. Dreyer wanted to create something that would cheer people up during a rocky road of life. So he grabbed his wife's sewing scissors, cut up marshmallows and walnuts, and folded them into chocolate ice cream. They later swapped the walnuts for toasted almonds, and the rest is history. But there's a rival claim from Fenton's Creamery, also in Oakland, who says their candy maker George Farron blended a Rocky Road candy bar into ice cream first. And a candy cookbook from Kansas published in 1920 contains a Rocky Road recipe that predates both of them. Whoever invented it, Rocky Road did something nobody had done before. It proved that you could mix stuff into ice cream, and that opened the door for every wild flavor that came after it: mint chocolate chip. This one was literally invented for a royal wedding. In 1973, a culinary student named Marilyn Ricketts was studying at South Devon College in England when she entered a competition to create an ice cream for Princess Anne's wedding to Captain Mark Phillips. She combined cool peppermint with rich chocolate chips, called it Mint Royale, and won a silver cup. But the combination of mint and chocolate goes back way further. When Spanish conquistadors brought cacao beans to Europe in the 1500s, people hated the bitter taste, so they added mint sprigs and sugar to make it drinkable. Baskin-Robbins had chocolate mint as one of their original 31 flavors when they opened in 1945. Today, mint chocolate chip ranks as the 7th most popular ice cream flavor in America. The green color isn't natural, by the way. Real mint doesn't turn things green. That's food coloring. And in South Korea, mint choco has become an entire food trend, showing up in snacks, drinks, and even fried chicken seasoning. Cookies and cream. The year was 1979, and inside a dairy plant at South Dakota State University, a plant manager named Shirley Sees had an idea that would change ice cream forever. He'd been to a restaurant where the staff crumbled Oreo cookies on top of vanilla ice cream, and he couldn't stop thinking about it. So he told 2 dairy science students, Joe Leadham and Joe Van Treek, to go buy every box of Oreos they could find. They crushed them up and mixed them into vanilla ice cream. Sees wanted to call it Oreo ice cream, but a lawyer told him that would get them sued, so they named it Cookies and Cream instead. But South Dakota State University never filed a patent. That left the door open for others to claim it. Bluebell says they mass-produced it first in 1980. Malcolm Stogo claims he created it in 1977. The true inventor may never be confirmed, but Cookies and Cream consistently cracks the top 5 most popular flavors in America. Cookie dough. Remember being a kid and sneaking raw cookie dough straight from the mixing bowl? Turns out, an anonymous fan sent that exact idea to Ben & Jerry's in the late 1980s, suggesting they put chunks of raw cookie dough into ice cream. Ben & Jerry's tested it, loved it, and launched chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream in 1991. It became one of their biggest sellers almost overnight and inspired dozens of imitators. The genius of it was taking something people already loved doing secretly and making it official. The cookie dough pieces are made with heat-treated flour and pasteurized eggs, so they're safe to eat raw. And fun fact, Ben & Jerry's version still packs in more actual cookie dough per pint than any other major brand. What started as a playful suggestion from a random fan turned into one of the most popular ice cream flavors in America: butter pecan. Butter pecan has one of the most layered histories of any ice cream flavor, and a lot of it connects to race in America. It's a smooth vanilla base with a buttery flavor and roasted pecans mixed in, and it's been a staple in Black American and Latino communities for generations. According to oral histories, including Maya Angelou's memoir, Black Americans in the Jim Crow South were often denied the right to purchase vanilla ice cream. Vanilla was seen as a luxury, and many store owners wouldn't sell it to Black customers. So Black families turned to butter pecan, using ingredients that were accessible. Pecans grew abundantly across the South, and an enslaved man named Antoine had developed the grafting technique for pecan trees in Louisiana that made commercial cultivation possible. The irony runs deep when you consider that mass production of vanilla itself was made possible by Edmund Albius, the same enslaved boy who figured out hand pollination. What started as a flavor born from exclusion became a beloved cultural staple passed down through generations. Pistachio. Pistachio gelato has been beloved in Italy for centuries, especially in Sicily, where the world's most prized pistachios grow on the slopes of Mount Etna. The Bronte pistachio from Sicily is considered the gold standard, with an intense green color and rich, sweet, savory flavor that regular pistachios can't match. When gelato made its way to America, a Philadelphia restaurateur named James Wood Parkinson is said to have created the first American pistachio ice cream around 1940. But there's a dirty secret about this one. A huge chunk of pistachio ice cream doesn't actually contain pistachios. Many recipes use almond extract and green food coloring to fake it. Real pistachio ice cream has a muted, natural green tone, not that bright neon green you see in cheap versions. In the Middle East, pistachio has been part of frozen desserts for even longer. Damascus, Syria is famous for bouza, an elastic pounded ice cream made with mastic and covered in crushed pistachios. Salted caramel. Salted caramel is the newest flavor on this list, and its rise has been ridiculous. Caramel ice cream has been around since at least 1747, when a recipe appeared in Hannah Glass's famous cookbook. But adding salt to caramel? That didn't catch on until the early 2000s. The combination was first popularized in Brittany, France, where salted butter is a regional specialty. French pastry chef Pierre Hermé helped push it mainstream in the 1990s with his salted caramel macaron. Then in 2008, Haagen-Dazs launched a salted caramel ice cream, and Starbucks started selling salted caramel hot chocolate. That 1-2 punch turned salted caramel from a fancy chef's ingredient into a mass market obsession. The science behind it is fascinating. Salt suppresses bitterness and enhances sweetness, so adding a pinch to caramel makes the sugar taste even more intense. Your brain gets hit with sweet and salty signals at the same time, triggering a bigger dopamine release than either flavor alone. Mango. Mango ice cream rounds out our list, and it's the flavor that connects the most cultures around the world. In India, mango kulfi has been beloved for centuries, made with Alfonso mangoes, which are considered the king of all mango varieties. The Alfonso has an impossibly rich, creamy sweetness with zero fiber, making it perfect for desserts. In the Philippines, mango is one of the most popular ice cream flavors, made with Carabao mangoes that are just as legendary. Latin American countries have their own traditions of mango ice cream, often mixed with chili powder for that sweet heat combination. The fruit itself has been cultivated for over 4,000 years in South Asia, making it one of the oldest fruits humans have eaten. The best mango ice cream uses real mango pulp, which gives it that deep golden orange color you can't fake with artificial flavoring. And speaking of mangoes, if you want every mango broken down the exact same way, that video is on your screen right now.